What is going on YouTube? This is Mike Brown, aka Panda Man, and today we have our 60 card Volcanic Snake Eye Horus deck. So let's get right into it. So first and foremost, we have the boss monster. I'll say the main deck boss monster, Volcanic Emperor. Self-explanatory, banish 3 Volcanics or a Blaze Accelerator from the field or graveyard. Special summon him. He deals 500 points of damage for each banished pyro. It counts both banish, so that actually comes in handy sometimes depending on your matchups against Snake Eye or the mirror match, if have you. And then you can set a Volcanic trap. This guy's pretty insane, honestly, when going for the FTK. Obviously, he's mandatory, and even going for the OTK when you're going second, when you break your opponent's board, he deals the 2,000 or 25 in some cases. Really puts a lot of pressure on your opponent when you deal the 25 and then go to battle phase and you have well more than enough to get in for the kill. Another 2 of, we play the 2 Rimfire. Never thought about putting it to 3. It was never an issue. It was always good at 2. Did what it needed to do as far as getting your other Volcanic Blaze on field or just getting your Emperor or your shells in the graveyard. So like I said, it did its job. It was nothing else. The 3 ofs, we do play the 3 shell. Shell is mandatory at 3 in my opinion, as far as the OTK, the FTK, and when we go into the Horus package, you'll understand why. Another 3 of I played since we were playing 60 cards is the triple scatter shot. Never had an issue with it at 3. Never bricked with it. I opened 1 most of the time, but it was always fine. The extra 500 damage doesn't, do as much. But when you go for the FTK, it kind of matters. Another 2 of, don't kill me over this. I played 2 Trooper. Didn't really need him at 3. I was playtesting him at 2 and I felt like it was just perfect. So like I said, we were playing 60 cards. There was a bunch of room that needed to be made. So cutting Trooper down to 2 really helped a lot. It was never an issue. There was never a time it was like, oh God, I need Trooper. When moving on into the profile, I'll show you why. For the 1 of, we do play the Hanari Fire. Hanari Fire is also a part of the FTK. It's actually funny because even when going for the OTK to kill your opponent, bringing this out to just deal damage to any big monster in your opponent's board is pretty funny. Mind you, it doesn't target or anything like that. So going against my opponent, I remember playing against a Chaos Dragon or Dragon Link player. He bricked, so he made Chaos Angel pass. So being able to summon this burn for, I think Chaos Angel's like 33,000 or 3,500. So it was pretty funny. Moving on to the Snake Eye package, we play the 1 Flamebird, the 1 Black Witch, the 1 Snake Eyes Diabell Star, the 1 Poplar, the 1 Oak, and the 1 Ash. This ratio was pretty fine. I think the only thing I would probably change, I would probably play a Birch just because it's just a free special. But this package was fine. No issues. Snake Eyes Diabell Star was pretty cool. Being able to special summon for free is another level 8. Being able to go into your rank 8s, we'll go into that when we move forward into the extra deck. But this package alone was just fine. I never had no issues. Didn't really say to myself I needed, to start off with Ash. I mean, sometimes you open them and it either gets you to the Snake Eye combo with all your interruptions, but sometimes it went into the FTK, so it worked. Same thing for Flamebird. I will say going second, being able to push your opponent's monsters in the back row always came up when you're going for the OTK. For the Horus package, of course, we play the 3 Imseti, the 1 Water, and the 1 Happy. This engine was also just perfect for the deck. The ratios are just fine. Never had any issues. But one thing that was pretty sweet, that was just always awesome, just opening up Imseti plus Shell was just insane. This would always catch the Ash. Being able to discard those 2 and then search your shell, activate the King Sarkok, discard another shell, send another guy. It was just pretty crazy. And then it always filled up your 3 Volcanics or 3 Pyros that was in your graveyard in order to bring out Emperor. it just worked hand in hand. And then the last thing for the monsters, we played three Ash. Needed 3 more cards, so I was like, screw it, why not? On to the spells. For the volcanic spells, we played the 3 fire injection. Fire injection was pretty good. Never bricked on this card. Being able to send a shell if you needed to, or rimfire to get an extra banish to send shell was pretty good. Being able to get more banished pyros for Emperor in time was pretty good. Being able to also send Trooper. Most of the times your hand wouldn't necessarily go into the FTK automatically. You may open a lot of Snake Eye cards, but being able to open this will make your Snake Eye combo go into the FTK for Volcanics. Being able to dump Trooper, go through your Snake Eye combo, summon Princess, and summon Trooper from Grave, and then just do the FTK from there is just pretty good. Moving on, we played the 2 Volcanic Blaze and the 1 original. Never necessarily needed 3. Never had an issue playing 2. If I needed to put it at 3, sometimes I always bricked opening multiple, which was always weird. But putting it down to 2, it was never an issue. Being able to special summon another volcanic monster from hand is pretty good. Being able to send the rimfire to banish this to place another one and use the both effects again was pretty insane. Like I said, being able to break boards going second with this deck is just pretty crazy. It's just so much gas. We have the 3 Wanted, of course. We have the 3 Bonfire. Always, of course, max out on these cards. You need these cards, just consistency cards. Bait all the hand traps. Only played 2 King Sarcophagus. Never really needed to play 3. It was just too much in my opinion. Being able to search the first one, even if they get rid of this and you open the second one, it's just there because all your guys are engraved. They just sit there until you beat them for just extra bodies. We played the for extra spells, we played the 3 Droplet, and we played 3 Talent, and then we also played 1 Thrust. Like I said, 60 cards, just needed extra stuff, whether going first or second. Thrust is always good because Thrust will search you your Bonfire, it will search you your Fire Injection, just to keep your combo going depending on what you need. Drawing 2 cards, looking at your opponent's hand, and then Droplet, going second, being able to activate something, drop the Droplet, send your entire hand to the graveyard, and just go on from there. Pretty good. And then we played the 1 Temple, the 1 Original, also Thrust Target, 1 for 1, Thrust Target, Fire Recovery, Thrust Target as well, and then the 1 Call by the Grave. Fire Recovery never came up as much, but when you opened it in your hand, it always mattered. Being able to, like I said, it's just another extender. Same thing for 1 for 1. I never really saw it a lot, but when you did see it, it mattered. It's pretty good. And then lastly, for the traps, we played the 3 Imperm, self-explanatory. Being able to set up what you have as far as your Snake Eye combo, setting Imperm, pretty good. The Volcanic traps, we play the 1 Inferno and the 1 Emission. The Emission is self-explanatory, utilized for the FTK. Even if you don't have it, sometimes being able to have a mission is pretty good. If you place the, spoiler alert, we have the Accelerator. When you place the Accelerator in your spell and trap zone, you go Emission, you summon your Trooper. Trooper will search you your Scatter Shot, and then being able to Scatter Shot your opponent is also pretty good during your opponent's turn. And then the last trap we played was the Spiritual Fire Art, self-explanatory, also a part of the FTK when need be. When you send the Anaria Fire from the field to the graveyard, not your hand or graveyard or what have you, you can search the Fire Art and just kill your opponent during the draw phase. Moving on to the side, we play the 1 Duster, the 1 Lightning Storm, and the 1 Evenly. This was just because you played, I played 2 Thrust in the side. Going second was always fine. Like I said, you had more than enough gas in order to break your opponent's board. Thrust was just another way to just get there and seal the deal. Because you have a bunch of cards in your deck where your opponent has to hand trap you at some point. Most of the time, it'll either just be a Veiler, an Imperm, an Ash, sometime a Ghost Ogre on your Volcanic Blaze. But like I said, Thrust always just sealed the deal in that moment. We also played 3 Cosmic. Came up a lot, sometimes against the Horus stun decks, the Runic decks, and that was basically pretty much it. And then we also played a Bestial package. This was just for Voiceless Voice, and the branded matchup never really came up a lot, but when you needed to, Druid Worm was always there. Magnamut never came up really, but Druid Worm was always there, being able to banish, sit there, and then when you link off, chain block in order to send stuff. It was pretty crazy. And then lastly, 3 D-Barrier, also a thrust target, but just having it going first sometimes, or going second. Against your Tempai matchup, branded matchup, everything else, Barrier was pretty good. Strong card. For the extra deck, we played the 1 Hida, the 1 Dark, self-explanatory. We played the 1 Apple, 1 Raging Phoenix, the 1 World Sea, and the 1 Access Code. Never really went into Apple. Never really came up a lot. When we go into the rank 8s, you'll understand why, but these guys was always there, like I said, just to go for the kill. Was never really an issue, but it gets you there. We played the 1 Whale, the 1 IP, the 1 SP, and the 1 Fire Princess. Like I said, this is mainly for your Snake Eye combo. Princess is just broken. I wish I could play 2, but you really don't need it. It was just me being greedy in some instances in certain matchups, but being able to go Princess, summon the Trooper from Grave after you send it off the Fire Injection is pretty crazy. And then we also played the 1 Almirage. This is your second, well, I'll say your 4th spellcaster target, because you have the Anima, you also have the Dark, you also have the Hida, and then you also have the Witch for your Snake Eye package, which is pretty good. Like I said, it's just, you know, another way to get into your Nari, because people forget you just have to tribute a level 4 or lower fire, and a spellcaster. And then the last link we play is just the Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix is always good. Pop a back row. Most of the time, 9 times out of 10, when I summon this card, it was always code link, so you're always drawing a card. Your discard was always something that needed to go to grave anyway, whether if it was a Shell or a Rimfire or an Emperor. It's pretty good. And then for our rank 8s, we obviously played the Photon Lord. Photon Lord was like the first cards you summon when you go through your package with the Mseti, etc. We also played a Coach King. Coach King is there just to get more cards in your hand. Drawing 3 is pretty good. Going first, you can't attack when you activate the effect or when you summon this guy, but that's why I always summon this when you're going first. Sometimes it unbricks the hand if all you have is an Mseti and a Shell, and then your other 3 cards are pretty like dead. Drawing 3 extra cards is always funny, and then the extra 800 burn does come up. Another reason why I was playing the Buzz King. Buzz King is also pretty funny going into time, being able to pop a monster, they take half damage. Just ways to just win in time, and then just to negate, like I said, because Apple never came up really. You really didn't need to go into Apple. I don't know what I would put in there, probably the 2nd Princess for the Apple if I had one, but like I said, you didn't really need the 2nd Princess either. But that's pretty much it for the profile, you guys. Don't know if I'm going to be playing this in the near future. The Ritual Beast stuff comes out. I'll be playing Ritual Beast for the time being, so I may bring this deck back, I might not, but make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.